Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with yet another Cataclysm card review. We have a jam-packed review where we have Alexstrasza returning to Hearthstone for Priest, and it can deal a ton of damage. Really crazy card, as well as a bunch of Triumph cards that look pretty scary for some classes, at least. Hunter, Priest gets a good board clear, as well as his Shatter card. So we got a lot going on to this review. Want to win these cards? We are giving away 2 regular pre-orders, 2 mega bundles out of my pocket to enter the giveaway. Like and comment in the video. Link down description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Be subscribed to the channel. Every 1,000 subs we get until the rewards track refresh goes live, I will add another mega bundle, so hit that sub button. Make me go Baroque. So Priest has been getting some pretty good cards as we've been seeing, and well, now they get Alexstrasza, Guardian of Life. It is a 7 mana, 8/8 dragon, so keeps the stat line of the OG Alexstrasza, but 2 mana cheaper, and has, and it's a pretty crazy battle cry, set your remaining health to 15, so does what the OG Alex did, but only to yourself. When you reach full health, deal 15 damage to your opponent. So this could actually be a heal, by the way. Say you're like 8 health, you play Alexstrasza, you go up to 15, and then from there, you can heal up to whether it's 30 or if you've increased your health somehow to like above 30, you know, you will deal 15 damage. And I believe this should stack with like a Dios, or if you played multiple of them where once you get to full health, it'll deal 15 multiple times. I don't know if that's really realistic, but that's certainly a thing that can happen. And we have that like new Draenei that increase your healing, right? That can help a lot. We have the whole hand buff 2-drop that can heal up. We got flash heal. We got greater healing potion, or just play Story of Amara. You're always going to go to full health, right? It sets you to 40. That will be full health. So there's plenty of ways to activate this, and it doesn't outright win the game, right? 15 does not win straight up. But again, if you play multiple of them, maybe 30 will. And it's just a ton of burst. So it could be a pseudo heal in a way to set yourself to 15. It could be a ton of damage in the late game. It's something you could certainly consider running. Maybe it's an Elise activator if you're looking for that. I don't know if it's going to be like a super meta card for Priest, but I think it has a chance in this whole heal package, because there's all these healing cards are great. Maybe just slot Alexstrasza in there for a bunch of bursts. 15 is a lot, all right? 15 damage is a lot. So in standard, I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5. And then in wild, you actually have a card, you might have heard of him, Reno Jackson, which will always just make this active if you've played it already, right? You'll do the 15, but in wild, probably a bit too slow, even though you can more realistically couple it with Bran, I believe, right? And I think it stacks. I don't know for sure if it stacks a double battle cry, but I feel like it should. Like, yeah, you set your health to 15 twice, but the damage part should still happen twice. So, yeah, in wild, way too slow, almost certainly a 1 there. But yeah, Priest getting a legendary dragon that doesn't necessarily take an extra turn, but it can represent a ton of burst and lethality, so it's something to look out for. And before we get to those Triumph cards, by the way, there is a Shatter card here, Druid, which to me looks pretty good. It is the Wildwood Circle, a 3 mana nature spell, so imbue Druid baby. It's Shatter, summon 2/2/2 treants, give your minions Death Rattle, summon a 2/2 treant. So when you get this entered, you draw it, enters your hand, it will split into a left part and a right part. So I believe the left part will be summoning 2 treants, the right part will be giving the Death Rattle, and then if you play everything in between, they will combine into 1 upgraded card. But honestly, these are very easy to play separately. If you want to just summon 2/2 treants, that can be fine. That was a constructed card before. And then if you just want to slap on that Death Rattle to a bunch of tokens on the board, you can do that too. So this is certainly a card that's cheap and flexible enough that you can play it separately. And yeah, Shattered, you're getting 2 Treants and you're giving them Death Rattle Summon 2 Treants for 3 mana, which is really good. And we just got that 4 mana Treant card that can be really explosive with the card like this, where you've gotten all these Treants out of this, like at least 4 if it's combined, right? And anything else is attached to, you're getting a ton of stats with it. And we've seen some other Treant cards out there that this just seems like a solid Shatter card, where again, I don't hate it if I have to play them separately, but if I play them together, my goodness, that's a really good card. This seems like a staple for a Treant deck. If Treant Druid is able to emerge, I think it can. I think there's possibilities. I'm between a 3 or a 4 on this one, honestly. I'll give it a 4 to 5. I'll be a bit more kind and generous to it. A 4 to 5 in standard. In wild, I'll give this a 3 as well. Treant Druid is a real meta deck in that format, and they would love the Death Rattle part of this card. You don't even care that much about summoning when you have all these other cheap cards that can summon. Just being able to give your board that stickiness of Treants like this is just solid, right? I mean, it's just another Soul the Forest or whatever, but still, that's a pretty good card to me. So in wild, I will give it a 3. I think this could go into the wild Treant Druid. Okay, on to the Triumph. Starting off with Azshara's Triumph. 1 mana arcane spell with the arcane starship stuff just leaving. With 1 mana, shuffle 5 random minions into your deck that cost 8 or more, double their stats. So you're getting like the random instead of spells from the locations to get minions. And yeah, you could draw them or whatever. They won't cost 1 like Aviana. They still keep their full cost, but I don't know, maybe you Chrono them and you get like some insanely large minions. It's complete randomness. It's complete nonsense. It's likely not a playable card. It's one of those more fun casino style cards that typically don't work out, and considering there's no great way of like drawing specific cards that have been shuffled into your deck, I believe, I don't really see this seeing much play in Druid right now, at least. So I will give this a 1 out of 5 in standard and wild, but you never know. As a random spell, you just kind of YOLO and see what happens, and it might end up being pretty good in those random created by situations. You never know. Next, we have Sylvanas's Triumph. Should there be an apostrophe S? Shouldn't that just be an apostrophe? Sorry, grammatical thing here. 2 mana, deal 3 damage, and this can go face. So this is more burn for Hunter. Do they need more after the dragon or minion that could turn into a dragon that we saw? If you've played another copy of this, hit all enemies instead. My goodness, that's a card. So yes, your first Sylvanas Triumph is just like a Dark Bomb before it was buffed. Then you get basically a 2 mana Excavated Evil, or it's like Prismatic Beam, right? This is basically a 2 mana Prismatic Beam that just deals 3 to everything. That's a great card if you get both of them, and it's okay otherwise. It's just burn can be fine. I could see this absolutely slotting into decks, and if you could create more, right? If you can create more Sylvanas Triumphs, you can destroy or get even more, right? You only have to play the first one to get that initial benefit. So the sisters themselves that create spells could create more of this. So yeah, I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5 in standard. I will give this a 3 out of 5 in wild, because Tidepool Pupil and Discover Hunter is technically all gonna be there, right? That's all in wild. It's all rotating. So this won't be nearly as like scary in standard with Discover Hunter gone. I would probably rate it even higher if Discover Hunter was sticking around, but it's not, thankfully. But absolutely a card to look out for. Yeah, or just like Rengari Scout. Could you imagine? A lot of that stuff is too slow and wild, but this would be broken if this came out like last expansion. This would be insane in my opinion, but thankfully it's not. So it's only a 4 instead of a 5 in standard. And yeah, I'll give it a 3 in wild, where you just never know. We have Sindragosa's Triumph for Mage, a 5 mana arcane spell, so you could play it, I guess, with the dragon package, where you deal 8 damage to a minion, reduce the cost of a random card in your hand by the excess damage. This is a scary card, right? You hit a 1 health minion and you reduce something in your hand by 7. That's like the old Dream Petal Florist, it reminds me of a little bit. I think that only hit minions, I believe, if I remember correctly, but still, this could be a giant mana cheat thing, and possibly you could isolate things, but let's say you have like the 3 Fabled Dragon cards, you could get one out for 0, right? You could possibly do that, but this doesn't use the hand targeting thing and all that, so it's purely random, so I don't know how reliable this will be for like a combo deck, a scam deck, and obviously it gets better if you amplify it with spell damage, which we have seen. We're getting spell damage from that legendary and all of that, so anything that has the possibility for mass mana cheat like this card, I'm gonna rate as playable, especially in what looks to be a more low power level format. Something like this can be really beneficial to get you ahead of the curve. So I will give it a 3 out of 5 in standard. In wild, I think it's too slow. I'll give it a 2, but yeah, even the Sindragosa Triumph comboing it with the double arcane dragon could be ridiculous, but that might be a little bit hard to achieve. But yeah, look out. Some more mana cheat. My favorite thing in Hearthstone, Gelbin Triumph is the paladin spell here. 1 mana, you get a random paladin aura. It lasts an additional turn, so you can't get Crusader's aura through this. It's still going by legal standard rules, but 1 mana, get an aura. They're all pretty good unless we're going to get more auras, and we haven't seen all the paladin cards yet. And yes, I am also going to be revealing some of those, so maybe there's an aura in there you can get. But regardless, it's basically like, you know, get it and it casts Cardboard Golem on it, and we've seen Cardboard Golem effect being okay, and it's relatively cheap value. But does this take a deck spot in your deck? I think it's pretty highly unlikely that it's going to be worth just to get an extra aura, even if you're playing Aura Paladin. I don't really see it. I think it's just kind of a middling created by card you might find once in a while, but I don't think any Paladin in standard or wild will be hard running this. In standard, I'll give it a 2, where there's more of a shot, maybe in a lower, you know, power level format, a smaller standard pool of cards. It's okay, because most of the auras are pretty good, right? It has a chance, but not a great chance. In a wild, I will give it a 1. And lastly, we have the Priest Triumph card here, Medivh's Triumph. 5 mana, holy spell. We got a good AoE, but it is weird. It deals 4 damage to all minions. However, it costs 1 if you control a legendary card. So if you have played a legendary minion, this will also hit the legendary minion. So you play that, it goes down to 1. It'll hit that. However, if it's like a legendary weapon from like Medivh, or a legendary location from Medivh, it'll work as well. It's a card. As long as it's a card, it works. So I believe even if you've played the Priest quest, right? That's a legendary card. You're controlling it. You can just play the quest just to activate this alone and not even plan to complete the quest if you really want, because 1 mana deal 4 is pretty good at any point in the game. Or an Elise location, I believe it's legendary. I'm not entirely sure. I think it is. But yeah, regardless, you get the idea. If you have a legendary weapon or anything like that, it costs 1. But yeah, if you're running a significant amount of legendaries, maybe they're relatively cheap. It's pretty good to deal 1 to all minions. And even at 5, it's okay. It's like Flame Strike a lot of the time. An old Flame Strike, it's better than like Excavated Evil from back in the day. And Priest is desperate for mid-game AoE, and this is one of them, and the fact you can make it go down to 1 can be really powerful. So we'll see if it's good with the Priest cards of this expansion, but regardless, they need AoE. It could go down to 1, and there are some pretty good synergies out there for it. I'll give it a 3 out of 5 in standard, and a 1 in wild, where there's way better AoE options that don't require legendary cards. So there you have it, all the cards so far at least. Let me know what you think about them in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.